Hi guys, I'm going to talk about first principles thinking in this video, and I'm going to take example of samosa shop to explain that principle. So if let's say you want to open a shop which sells samosa in neighborhood, so what are the steps? So first thing is, of course, you need to learn yourself how to prepare samosa, right? I mean, if you don't know, you can hire a chef, but you need to first prepare the samosa and then you can think about selling it. So as a first step, you need to compete actually, because there may be many people who are already selling samosa in your area. You need to compete, you need to learn actually how to make the samosa, as well as many other things you need to learn. So as a first thing, you need to compete, you need to learn actually. You don't think about anything else, you just keep learning how to make it, how to hire a good chef, etc. And basically make a good price point actually. So when deciding the price point, typically you can keep the price point a bit lower than the competition, of course, because you are just entering the market. So and you're competing with others, so you are just keeping it lower than others, so people come and choose your shop over others. So what you call that is competing. You are just competing with others, you are learning, and your price point is just lower than others, or maybe you are deciding your price point based on your competition. Now as a second stage, you learned how to make samosa and you know the price point. So the second stage, you leap ahead of competition. What does leap ahead of competition means? Leap ahead of competition means whatever your competitors are doing, you do something much better than them. So when you do better, it could be in terms of your taste or quality or surrounding or whatever it is. But remember, whenever you are leaping ahead of competition, you are still keeping competition as a reference. So you look at your competitor or your surrounding and then decide what is the differentiation that you can apply, right? So the first and second steps, both of them looks at the existing market, what others are doing, what is competition doing, right? What is the market, and then you are deciding what your product should do. Now, coming to first principles, in first principles, you actually don't look at the market, or you don't see what competition is doing. You do look at it, but you don't decide based on that. So, what do you do in first principle is, you know the recipe. For example, you know what are the ingredients required to make the samosa. You know potato price, you know the oil price, you know how much time it takes. Yeah, right. If you are doing it yourself, you know the time. If it is chef, you know how much time he's going to take to make so and so samosa. So based on all that information, for example, what are the ingredients, what is the price for that ingredients, where are you sourcing it from, don't try to basically optimize. You just see what you are doing right now. So right now, what is the price of, let's say, potato, what is the price of oil, right? What is the labor market rate? Everything you consider based on your till now expertise, and then based on that you come up with the pricing. For example, you keep some margin as well, right? So margin, whatever you want to choose. Again, don't choose that margin or anything based on the competition. For example, there may be some guy selling samosa at 60% margin, 30%, 20%. Don't look at it. Just decide some number based on your objective, and then you come up with the pricing of the samosa. Now by doing that, what you are doing is you're applying the first principles, simple mathematics, right? Simple economics, whatever you have learned, and then deciding what should be the price of your samosa. Now, if you go with such first principles thinking, then it's highly probable that actual price of samosa that you will come up with will be lower than what you are selling till now, or what competition is selling as of today actually. So you need to do that first. You do the calculation and then come up with pricing, and then you will realize that key what should be the pricing of the samosa. So now that how is this first principle different from the other approach, like if you are competing or leaping ahead? Difference is you don't look at the competition at all. You do your best based on the first principles. Now it is very important concept. It's I have taken example of this samosa, just to clarify my point, but this can be applied by anyone. For example, you are a student and you know what and all others are studying, what and all others are researching on. But if you just see around, look around, talk to your professor basically, right, you will get to know what are the real problems to be solved, and you can just work on it based on the first principle. If you are already on the job, you know, basically let's say searching for the job, then you can again apply the first principle thinking, and don't look at basically your competition. You see as per the first principle what are the requirements in the market. For example, you do that research at least. Okay, don't look at the competition, meaning don't look at what your let's say other candidates are doing, but you do need to of course look at the requirements, right? So you look at the requirements and as per first principle learn those things. As an example, you are let's say scrolling through lots of job opening, and some common requirements is actually English, right? So if that comes out as a requirement, that's basically as per first principle you need to learn it. Forget about all other things that you need to learn. For example, could be a soft skill or some technicalities. As per the first principle thinking, what you need to learn, go behind it, and success will be yours.